On Tuesday, May 17th, the annual Ozone Action Partnership Media Day press conference was held in Bristol, Tennessee at the Slater Center. Bristol, Tennessee manager and Ozone Action Partnership chair Bill Sora kicked off the presentation with a brief overview of the Ozone Action Partnership before turning it over to Steve Gossett from the Eastman Chemical Company and the Tennessee Air Pollution Control Board. Finally, Dr. Stephen May from the Sullivan County Health Department spoke about the health issues in regards to ozone. After the presentation, we spoke with Steve Gossett about Ozone Action Days.
Of course, ozone is one of those major air pollutants we keep an eye on. But just remember, EPA says ozone, good up high, bad nearby. So we're not talking about the stratospheric ozone, which protects us from the sun. We're talking about the ground level, which is really a major component of smog. So we're watching those levels closely. We don't want the area to slip into non-attainment, which right now, due to a downward trend over the last 15 years, we're in good shape. But we want to keep an eye on it because it's very much weather dependent. We can have these bad weather episodes and it can creep up on us. So pretty much nationwide now there's a program, even though we kind of pioneered in this area many years ago. We pioneered these sorts of programs, but it's pretty much a nationwide type program now administered by EPA, and where every day the ozone will be forecast for the following day. This will be done by the state. And so when they see a bad day, and it might just be a couple, 3 or 5 days a year, when we see one of those days coming, alerts will go out. And so it starts at orange. And if we have one of those days, then that's a signal to the population, particularly those who might be susceptible, particularly with respiratory type ailments, or children, say, with asthma. They need to stay inside, not exercise on those days. Then it's also a signal to all of us to, well, tomorrow is going to be kind of a bad pollution day. We should, maybe not run around in our car so much that day, or maybe put off an outdoor project that involves mowing or weed eating. Anything little like that adds up if a lot of people are participating. But then it also is a signal to the cities. They've got certain action day programs to cut back, or they'll offer free transportation, public transportation, and in the industries, we can make adjustments in our operations too to try to reduce the impact on that following day. The last 3 years have been good. I don't think we had any action days last year. This year, first week of April, if you remember, it's a little dry and things got a little still. And we had a couple days barely over the standard. So that's kind of a wake-up call. You can't get complacent. You've got to keep our eye on the ball. It's very much weather dependent. Especially if it's going to be dry for long periods, and because if it's dry, it means there's not clouds. And the clouds will knock it out. It won't form if you have cloud cover.
To stay up to date on Ozone Action Days in our area, please be sure to visit www.airnow.gov.